Good morning, Internet. It's Z Snapper here, and today we're doing a slightly different session. We're gonna do Lightroom tutorial for the interiors. So I have quite a bit of experience in shooting interiors, and I have a few pictures here, and I will try to edit them to look as you see on the cover photo of the video. So first of all, I have, as you see, 3 files here on Lightroom. So usually when I do interiors, depending on the situation, I want to have more dynamic range than one file can deliver. So I have 3 different exposures. One is normal exposure, the first one as you see here. Then we have the underexposed by 2 stops. Then we have overexposed by 2 stops. So this one is for the shadows, this one is for the highlights, and this one is just a normal one. So first thing what I need to do, I need to combine all of them into one image just to have that full dynamic range. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that once I'm in develop mode. Okay. So I'm gonna select all of 3 images and Control H. So now it's gonna be merging it into that one big file DNG. And I just do auto align. I won't do any settings because I want to do settings by myself, and then deghost. It depends on the situation, but in this one I'll just choose none and merge. So before we go ahead, I just want to say that obviously I'm not an expert in Lightroom or interior or like Photoshop editing, but I'm just sharing my experience, and basically it's not the best way to do it. I'm not saying it's the best way, but it's just how I used to do it all the time. So let's go ahead and have a look. So now we have this DNG file. This is the one we're gonna be working with. I'm gonna just mark it like that. Okay, so if you have a shot with wide angle lens, you know that in camera, when you shoot on site, when you look at the screen, it looks all nice and aligned. You know, if you try to align verticals and horizontals, it looks all good. But then once you open it up on the computer at home, you're gonna see that it's not really that perfect. So for example, if I wanna just see the lines, you see the verticals slightly like leaning outwards, the ceilings as well, like it's not going to be perfectly horizontal, lines on the floor. So let's have a look. You see, when I just keep it to the edge, it's not perfect. It's like just like 1 degree or whatever tilt. And then if you see by these lines as well, same thing. So it's never perfect. It always needs to work. This is the middle line as well. You see the big light, it's not straight. That needs to be fixed, because one thing is when you just like you go into the property and you look at the room for a split of a second, you don't notice these things, but once you have a picture, you see all of them. You see on the side, dirty oven. That will be a bit of work here. I can tell you straight away. Yes. Okay. So first of all, what I'm gonna do, normally I try to work with the lines and try to fix verticals and horizontals. And it depends on the situation, if it's perspective shot from the side or is it like dead on like this one, I would start aligning from a different point. So for this one, I would just choose probably the middle vertical line, as you see here, like this. And I'm gonna just open this alignment tool, cropping tool, I'm gonna straighten up a little bit. And also I need to make sure that this line in the middle is in the center of the frame. So I'm gonna just go ahead and crop in slightly on that side. I think it's good. Let's have a look. Yeah, it looks much more straight. So when I go to the side like this, I can see if it's actually straight or not. Could be slightly better. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna try again. Just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, looks much better now. Once again, I try on both sides because you can never trust just on one side, because we think that it's going to be built perfectly, and the walls will be completely vertical and other things, but usually it's not. It's always something crooked. Okay, once I've done this one, now I need to work on the verticals on the sides. So we're gonna just quickly go down into transform settings, and we have vertical here. So sometimes I can just choose auto and I can try, for example, it fixes a little bit, but as you see, it's not completely perfect. And that's the thing with auto functions. They do just about, but not always. And here you see it's not perfect. It's far away, so I'm gonna go ahead and just undo what I just did. So, and by the way, before doing this, I'm gonna just go into profile and choose remove chromatic aberrations. I mean, that's normally what I would do, because on the contrasting edges, you would see some chromatic aberrations. If I go into 200%, you see a bit of purple here. If I press that, it's already gone. So in this situation, is very like easy picture for chromatic aberrations, because there's not too much of contrast, high contrast. It's not like super bright sunlight and then super dark shadow, because this is where in these situations you're gonna see the problems. But with this one, it's fine. Another thing I will do is I'm gonna just enable the profile corrections, and that already made the verticals a bit more straight. So as you see it's a bit of barrel distortion here. So at the corner, like in the corner, it's slightly round. But when I do this, boom, it's already straight in here. Now I still need to work on the vertical. So let's go back to 100%. You see it's still not 100% vertical. It's like a few degrees off. So, and also vignetting, let's have a look. So this is how it comes from the lens, and now it's corrected, but sometimes it's overcorrecting. In this image you don't see it, but like sometimes it goes over the border a bit too far. So then I would just go ahead a bit like this, just take out a few, 10 20%, whatever, and I think now it's much better. Okay, let's have a look into verticals. So once I do this, you see it's already fixing the verticals. Now I need to find just that perfect one. So let's just go ahead and just do maybe 2. Maybe it's too much. Let's do 1. Let's do 1. Okay, let's have a look. So right in the corner. Yeah, now it looks good to me. Top, according to this one, yeah, it's looking good. This line here, it's not bad yet. That's fine. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, yeah, I think it's fixed. Now let's have a look to the horizontal lines, and I see on the floor the tiles, and that will be quite obvious. Yeah, it's just, you see this side, like on the left, a little gap here, and then here it's nothing. So let's have a look in horizontal, and just slightly to the side. Yeah, I think now it's fixed. Now I need to double check in the middle of the frame. Yeah, it's not bad. I think it's not bad. It's not really visible because the you see the curtain line, it might be just crooked line. It might be just that attachment here is a bit lower than this one. So you cannot think that, oh yeah, it's wrong now. But I think as long as the dark one is not too bad, it's not upsetting, you know. But at the top, it's not perfectly straight. You see the top line is good, but then this one is slightly off. And that's the problem with the buildings, because it's just not perfect. And especially if it's older building, it will be a bit crooked everywhere. So we're gonna need to fix this later on in Photoshop. Okay, once I've done this one, I'm gonna have a look at the top, and you see this side is different than this one. Again, that's a problem. I'm gonna try to see if I can change the scale and see how much of detail I'm losing at the top. Okay, let's have a look. I think I'm just gonna crop it because it'll be just too difficult to fix. I'm gonna just go in and crop. Maybe even like so. Oh, yeah, I'll do it later in Photoshop. Okay, so once I've done this one, I'm gonna go back to the top. And I need to choose now the color profile. So normally I would just go into this one, camera matching, and just choose maybe standard. Depends on the situation. Here I don't want to have too much contrast. I mean, I'm going to be fixing highlights and shadows later, so it's not a big deal, but just for the colors, I might even just go for the natural, like neutral, because I think it's just nice. I think this one is just too much contrast. Normally it's too much contrast. I'll go to neutral. Okay, once I've done this, I need to check my white balance, and I think it's not too bad, to be honest, but I can just go with this one and just pick one of these spots and just double check. I think it's slightly too cool for me. I might just warm it up a little bit. Yeah, just like so. And now I'm gonna go ahead and change the light levels. So maybe like so. Let's check the highlights. I want to make sure that I have detail in the okay, so histogram looks fine. I just need to raise the blacks a little bit, so I'm gonna use the shadow slider and just gonna go up a little bit. How much do I wanna go? It depends, but in this one I might go just somewhere around here, I think. Yeah. And now let's have a look. Do I have much grain? I don't have much grain because it's a high dynamic range file, because it's DNG and it's like free exposure blended, so you don't get much of noise in the shadows when you try to lift the shadows in this sort of file. It's really good. That's why I'm always using it. Now it looks good to me, just maybe slightly washed out, so I might just see if I can use the blacks. Maybe to go -2 or something like that, and then maybe slightly improve the contrast. Because I don't want to go overboard and just make the image looking flat, you know. So I think somewhere around here it's looking good. Okay, now let's go down. Normally, I don't know it's pretty sharp. Let's have a look. So it depends on the situations. If I have clipping in Instagram, if the blacks are clipped or the highlights are clipped, I usually just adjust the tone curve, go down just a little bit, and then with the blacks as well, I just go up just a tiny bit, just like so. And this way you preserve details in highlights and in shadows, so you never lose any details. And if that picture is going to be printed, it will look much better in print rather than when you have histogram showing like blacks clipped and highlights clipped. Okay, so once we've done this one, I'm gonna go down and see. So sometimes I need to adjust the colors here, but with this shot, I don't think I need to adjust much. Don't think at all, because I'm gonna remove these paintings from the sides. They're just distracting. In here as well, I think in this shot I don't need to use that. It's for color grading. If you have like, I don't know, some colors which you don't like in that picture, you might change the hue and highlights and shadows and like mid-tones, but I'm not doing that today. And denoise as well for this shot, I don't think I need to use it because it's perfect detailed, and yeah, it's just big file. You don't need to use that. Now let's check the sharpening. So now at the moment, see, sharpening is at 40, and I will leave it as it is. I don't need to change it. I just need to use masking maybe. So what I can do is I press Alt on the keyboard, and then I see which areas are sharp, which are not. So now, for example, I think around here, is you see that it will be sharp on the edges. So let's see, if I increase the sharpening, you see the edges getting much sharper. Yeah. So for example, if I go 200, you're gonna see it this way. So much sharper, yeah, on the edge, and then not. So I'll just leave it as it is. Maybe I'll go just a tiny bit, maybe 45. I think it's fine. And that's it. Now with this one, again, because it's very like good quality picture, I don't need to change much of that. It's more like when you have bad quality picture and like lots of noise, then you're gonna need to play around with these ones. But as long as you have a good file to start with, it's much easier to get good results at the end. So for example, if you take a phone shot and then you expect you're gonna edit it and it will be looking good, it's not gonna happen because to begin with, the file is just not great. It's really poor quality file, so therefore you can't expect much from it. Okay, now in here, I don't need to touch the post crop, like vignetting and stuff. And then sometimes, depends on the situations, I might use this one because this gives it a nice little boost in color. And as you see here, it looks already like much nicer. It somehow just pops. So I'll go maybe like to 30 or something. I think now it looks good to me. Yeah. So pretty much we've done those things. Now what I'm gonna do is I probably would need to fix this mess here. So you see like this surface here, it looks horrible. So I'll need to go into Photoshop and fix all of that. Then I need to align the light better and get rid of these paintings on the sides, because again, that's just looking awful. I'm not sure about these ones. I might just leave it. I don't know. I could take it out, to be honest, because it's quite easy to fix this area here, and then yeah, probably I'll take them out because it just doesn't really suit that frame at all. But that's the problem when you do assignments, when you have like specific time slot or whatever, it's a lot of things to take care of when you're on the site and then you just bring those photos home and then you see that, oh, this could be better, you know, and then you just end up, oh yeah, now I have to fix everything in post. But that's the thing, you know, it's not like you go there and you have all the time in the world and then you have another person helping you. So it's, when you are by yourself, it's just like that. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead to Photoshop, and I'm gonna try to fix these things. Also, I don't like these ones. That looks just distracting. Just, what is that? Okay, so let's go to Photoshop. Okay, so now we are in Photoshop, and let's try to fix this. So what I'm gonna do, I wanna hide this thing down to have a bit more space. Okay, so let's start maybe with this ginormous light. I'll just zoom in a bit. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just try to shift the whole thing, you know, and then mask it, the edges. So I'm gonna mark it with a square, just like so, like this. And I'll leave it a bit at the bottom, a bit more. Okay, that's it. And now I'm gonna rotate the whole thing to make it straight. Oh, it's not working. Okay. Okay, so let's see how much I want to go down. Let's have a look. So if I go down to the bottom, I can see what level I have, and I can just continue adjusting. Because I always go to these lines either at the bottom or at the top of the frame in that working window. So then you have like level to check against. I think now it's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna just tick off. Yeah, now it's good. And now you see the problem we have is we have lots of problems here. We need to fix all of that. You see all the edges. You see this and that, this alignment here, this alignment on that side, this alignment here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna first of all use the spot healing brush and just get rid of that, like so. Okay, it's gone. Now this one here, it's gone. A bit here, yeah, it's better. Get rid of that one. It's perfect. Okay, get rid of this. So sometimes you have to just a few times because it doesn't work right away. That's it. Perfect. Okay. Excellent. Get rid of that. Okay. That's it. That looks quite good to me. Now just get rid of this. Yeah, perfect. That. Good. This one here. This one here, it's fine. This one here is fine as well. Nice. Okay, that's almost done, but you see you have to be careful because it doesn't do from the first time, and then it's some marks left, which very easy to not notice, and then because your eyes are tired after you edited 15 or 20 images, you sat there for like a few hours, you don't see these things anymore. So you have to be careful. Always just double check, triple check. Okay, once we've done that, we need to get rid of all these disalignment. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just take the, probably I'll use the patch tool. I'll see if that works, because sometimes it does. I'm gonna just mark around it like so, where that disalignment occurs, and I might just go down a bit like this. You see, it's already almost there. Yeah, almost. It's not bad. And to finalize, I'm gonna just use clone tool. I'm gonna change the size, and I'm gonna just do that. So Alt, and then left click, and then I start from here. That's it. Same thing, Alt, left click, and I carry over that pattern. And I just need to go in really close, and I might even need to change the hardness of the brush so it's a bit more precise. So basically, if you are here, it's a lot of feathering, but then if you go all the way here, it's super sharp edge. So I have to be like maybe in the middle for this one. And I'm gonna just go down like this, really close to the edge. That's it. It looks alright to me. Now this one here, I might just even the edge here. It's more even. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. And then here at the bottom as well, because it's slightly obvious. You see, it's a bit too sharp, the edge. So what I'm gonna do, Control Z or undo, because it didn't go well here. I need to be reducing the size of it and have a bit more feathering, I think. And I'm gonna do that again. Just repeat that again. That's it. I like it. Still doesn't look good. I'm gonna use the patch tool, and I'm gonna just select all of this, and I'm gonna just drag down like that. Yeah, to make it a bit more smooth. And here I'll do like this to the side, like that. So you see, it's a tedious process. It's not quick. If you want to make it look good, it's slow, and automatic functions really doesn't do all that well when you want to make something really nice and precise and high quality. At least that's my experience. Okay, I think I'll leave it for now like this. It's looking not too bad. So I'm gonna go ahead on this side and do the same thing. So I will probably use the clone tool this time, because it might be even faster. So I'll just start from here, go up a bit. So already I'm lifting that whole line up, and I'm just cloning it like so. That's it. It's a bit quicker. Now let's gonna go in and do that here. And I'm gonna just do this here. That's it. And now I need to fix that one here. So I'm gonna again just use the clone, just go down a bit. And like so. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. And especially if you look in the whole picture, you're not gonna notice that much. I'm gonna just go like this, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and this one here, like so. That's it. So for the sake of this example, I'm not gonna do any more, because I think it's enough to have an idea what I'm doing. So you see on the sides, it's already not bad. Yeah, now I just need to fix the bottom. This will be probably much easier fix. I'm gonna use the clone tool again. Just take this edge here, drag it inside like this, and now I can just basically clone the whole bit like so. That's it. It's already done. So I'm just gonna fix that little bit here, And now a little bit here, and now it's done. Yeah, perfect. So as you see, this is fixed. This is still, that little corner is annoying me, so I'm gonna use the clone tool again. I'm gonna use here and just go down a bit like so. Yeah, like that. And a bit like so. Yeah. I'll leave it as it is. Now we need to fix the top, which will be just probably a bit more problematic, but it's still not too bad. Again, I'm gonna use the clone tool because I think it's gonna work quite well here. Go to the side like so. Start from here, almost fixed. Go down like so. Yeah, it's already looking much better. Now with this one, I need to much reduce the size of it because I don't wanna grab the dark bit. I just wanna work with the bright bit. So I'm gonna start from here, go up. Yeah, that's it. Almost done. This one here. Yeah. Now with this one, again, it will be a bit more work. You can see already that fine detail, but I think it's gonna be fine. Yeah. Okay, that's looking quite good. In this one here, I'm gonna go ahead and start from here. That's it. Now I just need to fix these little bits here, so I'm gonna use the patch tool, and I'm gonna go ahead and do like so, and just copy from the top. Yeah, good enough. And if you want to make it more perfect, yes, you can just keep spending more time. But for the sake of the example, I think already did quite long effort here. And yeah, it's not like, as I said before, I'm not an expert. I'm just doing the way I do it because I think it just does the job. I'm sure there are ways to do it faster, but that's how I do it. Okay. Yeah, that looks good to me. I just don't like that, maybe that little bit here, so I'm gonna take the patch tool and get rid of it, like so. And what I see now, you see when I zoom in that much, I still have a bit of chromatic aberrations, but they're just very small here, and I don't think anyone would notice it unless you zoom in 200, 300% and you would look at it. Alright, so we fixed the light. Looking much better now, straight. Comparing to how it was before, it's much better. Exactly. Okay. Now we're gonna get rid of these things in a Lightroom afterwards. I'm gonna crop a bit. Let's fix the ceiling now. So the ceiling will be a tough one. And I'm just thinking how I'm gonna fix that because it's a bit of a headache. Probably I need to twist the whole thing. Well, it's just like this. So this here, it's almost straight, but it's not 100%. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna twist the whole thing, the top bit. I'm gonna use the rectangular, how you call it, tool. I'm gonna mark it all the way here. And I'm doing this because it'll be easy for me to fix in afterwards the missing bits, missing pixels. Once I twist the whole area, I'm gonna tilt now. So this line here, you're gonna see lots of empty pixels. And because the objects in here are just few lines, as you see one here, the window, this and that, it's easy to fix. But if I try to do it, for example, from this bit here, it'll be much harder because I have so many objects in that line. It'll be so much more work. So I'm gonna just do that. And now I need to rotate slightly top. So just like so, I think now it's almost straight. Yeah. So I'm gonna just zoom in a bit, just to double check. Yeah. With the slider, and at the top line I can see how much more I need to do. So I still need to do a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and do a bit more, a bit too much. Maybe like so. And just see, yeah. I think now it looks much better. Even if I check this line here, it does look better. But you see, this one now it looks good, kind of, but this bit doesn't. So probably I'll need to do the same thing for that one too, because these I just don't match. And I'm gonna be probably cropping the ceiling as well, maybe up to here. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. So let's zoom out. So this is what we have now. Once we unmark the area, we see we have lots of like things to fix here and there, but it's fine. I'm gonna just crop it. So I'm gonna crop the image, let's see, from here, because it's not really important for me to keep these things unless the client would say, oh yeah, I really need that detail here, you know. But if no one told you that, then it's much easier to crop it out. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna crop like this, and yeah, that's it. I just need to now fix these things here. So I'm gonna just zoom in. Sorry, zoom in, not zoom out. And I'm gonna use again the spot healing brush, increase the size, and just fix that right like so. So you could use patch tool as well for that, but like sometimes, and I mean in this situation it's not gonna work because there's no information in these bits. There's no any information, and therefore the patch tool can't really calculate what to do there. So for this one now it's gonna be perfect because there is information here, and he can just change that information with another one like so. It's easy. Now if I go this side, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna get rid of the painting like so. I need to mark all of it, so it doesn't have to be precise like so. And again, I'm gonna get rid of that. You see, and that's the problem. So the problem is we don't have pixels or information on this edge. So first of all, I need to get rid of that with the healing brush. Now we have some information here. It doesn't need to be accurate, but it's something. Exactly like so. And now I think it should work with the patch tool. And just sometimes really hard to make it precise. Like so. Okay, excellent. Okay, now we need to get rid of this line here, this gradient, and for that patch tool will be perfect, I think. I just need to be very precise here when I select. So I go like so. So the most important bit when you're selecting all of that, it's really not that important. But this corner here, if you catch a bit of that brown, like not brown but dark bit, then it will ruin it. So it has to be just in that clean section, you know, in between. Because now you see it's really nice. And this one, it's easy to fix. I just go around like this. It doesn't have to be perfect. And just like so. Done. Okay. Now we're gonna fix the lines in the middle. Okay. So this one, I think with the clone tool, I can just do it that way. And I probably pick up the big size like so. Yep. Well, not perfect, but unless you know it, you wouldn't notice it. Yeah. And as I said, for the example, I'm doing less precise. I'm just like trying to be a bit quicker. But if I would do it, let's say if I want to do really good result, I would be much slower and I would just pay more effort, put more effort and pay more attention. And that's already looking good to me. Now I need to fix the middle and this and that. So let's go here. I'm gonna put smaller size and I need to actually I need to just start from here, I guess. But again, I need to be careful where I'm initiating that clone. You see now it's messed up. Okay, I'm gonna start from here. So Alt, left click, and now I can move it and start from here. I think I'll do it that way. This way. It's not good. Okay, let's go back. Okay, let's go forward. Shift control of the okay. So I'm gonna make it smaller because I think it's too big. I'm gonna try again this way. That way. Yeah, I think it's much better. And with this one, I think I need to just do it separately because if I try to do both, the distortion is too great. And that's why it's not doing it like perfectly. Okay, that's done like so. Now this one. Bit more. And I just copy from the top just to kind of connect in the middle so it doesn't look that awkward. And now this one, bit this way and that way. I'll just copy down like this. Sorry, just go back. So like so. So yes, it's a tedious, slow process if I want to do it really nice. Okay, this is done. Okay, that's done. And the side is looking much better already. Now I just need to use the patch tool just to even up the tone. You see there's a visible line here. So you can see that it was altered right here. So I'm gonna just copy from here. That's done. And again, here, it's a bit obvious. That's good. And this way again, just a bit more here. That's it. I need to do the same thing here, like so. Yeah, better, and now just a bit more here. And I'm not gonna put more effort to make it cleaner because I think it's already clear what I'm doing here. Alright, cool. Now I need to fix this corner. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna probably start from the very corner here. I'll take a bigger size and just copy the whole thing and push like so. Just a few millimeters. See, I went overboard. Go back. Once again, I might, yeah, just like so. It has to be just a little bit like so. I think now it's going well. Yeah, that's it. This is good. I'm gonna just copy from the bottom on the middle on that one. Just like so. Okay. Not perfectly straight, but it's fine. Okay, that's it. So that's fixed. Now let's have a look. That's last one. Again, I'm just using the clone tool. Yeah, done. Okay. Now looking much better. You see already the ceiling line is much more straight. I just need to now fix this one. Is looking good too. Just that one. I don't like this line here. Still tilted. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark probably the whole thing again. I might from here, I think. Just like so. Because I think just that bit is slightly off. Like so. And I'm gonna again tilt. So I'm gonna go to the top so I can see the line, how much I have to do. And I might even zoom in a bit more. And now I can see how much I have to do to make it straight. So I'm gonna just slightly, yeah. So even that much already I think makes a difference in a view scale, large scale. Yeah, I think it's perfect. Now let's have a look. So I have to fix a bit on the sides, but it's not too bad. It's not much of fixing. This is quite straight, this is quite straight. All good. Let's have a look. So again, I'm gonna start with the spot healing brush because that brings back the information into these bits. And then I can use other tools afterwards. Okay. Can do that. That's already nice. You see there's a streak left. So you need to always make sure that you double check, triple check, because it's always something left. Always something left. Never perfect. Always needs to be touched. This one here. Okay. I can just go ahead and the line is not straight. My hand is just shaking too much. And this one, I can just make it a bit bigger and it will be faster and more easier to be covering it. See that streak here? Yeah, you have to be careful with that one because once you start using automatic modes and automatic functions, that's what you get. Because it's just too little things going on for the computer to understand what you really want. It's just too plain, too little objects. It really gets confused. I just need to fix the lines. Yeah, that's it. Done. Now I need to fix that bit. So I'm gonna use the clone stamp tool because I think it's gonna just do the job the best here. if I use the patch tool, it might mess up because it will be too much of confusion. It's loads of detail, loads of fine detail. So I need to just mask that line like so. And although once you zoom in, you're gonna see it's not perfect, but when you see as a full-size image, you're not gonna see the difference. It's just old texture, which is not gonna be really that visible. Now just fix this side. Again, just use the spot healing brush to get back the information in these areas, and then now I'm gonna use the clone stamp. Yeah, that's like so. Set just here. I'm gonna just go ahead and go up the corner like so. Like so. Good. Perfect. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's good enough. And this one, yeah. So now I'll show you in a second, once I zoom out, you're not gonna see the difference that there was something done here. You can see a bit on that line, it's not straight, but I can just quickly straighten that up. And just like so. It's already better. And like so. That's it. Done. You're not gonna see that much of a difference unless you know it. So for example, once you look like this, you can't tell. It's just not really visible. Okay, now let's continue with this. So as I said, we're gonna do still some cropping later on in Lightroom once we go back. Now let's go and take these ones out. This will be quite an easy one. What I need to do, I just need to be precise. Once I mark it, I'm gonna use the patch tool. I think it will be perfect for this. So I just need to make sure that I go in areas where it's not touching different colors or different like shadows or contrast or whatever, different light intensity areas. So it has to go somewhere where it's super clean. So for example, here it's perfect. I just go like this. It's perfect. Like this. Now here it will be difficult because I need to be really careful. And I'm just using the mouse, so I'm not using any like specific editing like control tools. It's just a simple mouse. So once you press the left button, you need to continue holding it while you're marking it. That's why it's a bit difficult, but once you obviously do more editing, you're going to be more comfortable with that. But I don't need any special tools for this. You see now I just copy the area from the bottom, from below. It's perfectly done, look, nothing left. That's it. I'm gonna just fix that little bit here because that's obvious. That's it, because it copied it from here, which I can do also fix here because that's the reflection of the handle. Little details, but no one probably will notice except you while you're editing it. Now I don't like this bit here. This is too much. So you see all of them are very thin line, and then this one is like super big thick line. What I need to do, I need to go up with the clone stamp. I'm gonna copy the whole thing and go up. Or I can, no, I'm gonna use the clone. I think it will be easier because with the patch tool it might get confused because there's just too much of colors happening here. So I'm gonna take small size. I'm gonna probably go a bit harder. Now I need to be quite precise here, just to go up a little bit, not much. So I'm gonna go up like so. And I'll just copy in. Yeah, it's not enough. Let's go back. I'm gonna try more. I'm gonna probably start from this side, then it will be a bit easier. And I'm gonna go ahead and just go up high like so. Okay, let's try. So it's nice improvement, I think. Yeah, and it's just about right here. Okay, and I get rid of the bottom bit. Perfect. Already much better. But I wanna go even more. So what I can do, let's quickly have a look. Yeah, this one is not in line, so I can go down with this one. Actually, the whole blind down. So I'm gonna change again the hardness. I'll make it even harder, and I probably will increase the size a bit because then it's a bit easier to kind of be precise. If that makes sense. Copy from here, go down, like so. So now I'm just working the top line. I continue the left button on. So because when I release it, it's gonna start from the like different kind of action thing. So I have to make sure I'm really precise. It has to be done just in one action. That's it. Perfect. Done. Nice. I think it's looking much better already. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's much better. It's not completely eliminated. I could even go even something more crazy. So because now with this one to make it perfect will be hard. It'll be really hard for me. So I'm gonna actually try to copy from this side maybe. Let's have a look. I'll make another layer. So duplicate layer. Okay. I'm gonna take the mark like rectangular tool. I'm gonna mark it up to here to have extra room to play around. And now I'm gonna take this one. I don't know how you call it, like selection, whatever, or like move tool. I don't know. And I'm gonna take to that side here. I'm gonna just touch the left side of the frame, and I'm gonna press the left mouse button, and I'm reversing now the whole image to that side. So it's reversed, but I need to reverse it other way around. So I'm gonna go like so. Oh, why it's doing that? Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. I just need to reverse it. I don't need to go all the way, so I'm gonna press Shift. Yes, exactly. Shift, and now I have reversed image. Now I'm holding it at the bottom just a little bit to fine tune the size of the bit so it matches better. That's it. I think it's close. And now, I think now it's pretty close. I just need to move it in place. Let's have a look. So I'm gonna go a bit and zoom in to make sure I have the accuracy. I'm gonna go back to the move tool. I'm gonna go here now to finally do the final adjustments. I'm gonna reduce the opacity so I can see transparent image underneath, and I need to align that one like so. Yeah, like this. I think now it's aligned. Okay, now I'm gonna just change the opacity back, and I think it's looking good. I just need to use now the clone stamp just to fix it, final fix. So I'm gonna just merge the visible layers, and oh no, I'm gonna go back. Yeah, that's it. So what I need to do, I need to delete that bit here. I'm gonna reduce the size of the eraser here because it's covering these bits, which will be hard to get it back, once I did that. And like so, and like so. Okay. And here looks good to me. I might just get rid of that reflection because I think it's a bit distracting. Okay, that's it. And the window might just go like so. Yeah. Okay. That's good now. And I'm gonna merge the layers. I'm gonna need to go with the stamp tool and fix these little bits, whatever is left. So this one here. Okay, that's it. And now from here. So see, I'm just cloning it and hiding it. That's it. Perfect. Like so. Like so. That's it. That's done. Perfect. Okay, now we have some bits which we need to fix here, because you can see it's slightly different levels of light, and you can see like some patches don't match. And what do we do? Yeah, it looks good. It's already much better. I'm gonna use the patch tool this time. I'm gonna select, because you see there's a difference here, like a quite visible transition line, and here as well. I need to fix that, so I'm gonna go in and do so. So yeah, it doesn't have to be too precise. It's pretty easy, like so. That's it. So much better. Now let's fix that last one thing, just like so. That's it. Great. And last bit here. Perfect. Okay, that's looking nice. Again, could be even more perfect, but I think for the sake of the tutorial, it's perfect. You see, they're just like, there's a bit of here which could be fixed. I'm not gonna do that now, but that will be similar procedure. I can just use either the clone tool, or I can just copy from that side on this side. Okay, this is done. Now let's go into the oven. Always that headache when you have these shiny whatever brushed metal surfaces, because they pick up the stain so easy, and then it's just a nightmare. So in this situation, it's pretty easy. It's not really that hard, because I don't need to clean around the buttons that much, or these knobs. So I can just use the patch tool. But I have to be careful when I'm going close to the edges, because this is where the precision is really important, because that patch tool gets really confused if you get some different like shades and different colors. I'm gonna just quickly go and do that. So as I said, this one is a pretty easy one. I definitely had so much harder ones when you have like some specific precise detail and you want to preserve that, and you have to clean it around. It's just really hard. There's lots of manual work involved. And yes, you could use some AI or whatever tools and fix that, but if you really want to produce like high quality so no one would notice that was something like done there, I think it's a lot of manual work involved, because the automatic functions, they don't really, in these situations, they don't do the job that well. You always need to do it and then go back to redo it, because it's just like some messed up stuff. Okay, here I'm gonna go ahead and do that again, really close to the edge. Be careful, because once you touch the edge, then it will be giving you different color. Like here already it's a bit messed up, so I cannot touch somewhere in the middle. I have to be either this way, like on the wide bright side, or I have to take the black side too and then copy on the black side. So if I go like this, I copy a bit of black and then a bit of bright, and I just slide to the side. I make sure alignment is perfect, then it's not bad. It's slide off. So what I need to do, I need to just go like this. Yeah, it's not bad. But to finally fix it, I might even just go with a clone stamp and just go like so, because clone stamp is just more accurate. But the patch tool is good for gradients and for colors, whereas stamp clone tool is not good for colors. It's not that great because it leaves like marks. It leaves marks around it where you've done it, because it's very rigid on the colors and gradients. But the patch tool equalizes it and smoothens the edges out a bit. So I think it's much more usable, especially when you have stains on the walls, stains on the metal like this, stains on the furniture, where you don't have much texture is great. But when you have texture, I think the stone tool, the stamp, not stone tool, stamp tool, clone stamp is good, because it really does precise with textures. And yeah, I think it's good also when you have like straight lines and stuff like that, when you really need to be precise. I think the stamp tool is better. Okay, it looks pretty good to me. I just might do a bit more here, but this one even can be fixed as a global adjustment in, not global, but a masking adjustment in Lightroom, just reducing the clarity and reducing the the not sharpness, but how is that texture. Reduce the texture, reduce the clarity, and that it will be smoother and it will be less visible. I think now it's already quite decent. Let's do last bit here. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now we've done this one. We just need to check the floor, because normally the floor is messed up. There will be some dust, there will be something. So I can do that in Lightroom too, but I find that in Lightroom it just gets somehow very slow. The software starts running really slow, and then like it takes forever, to touch upon all these like bits and pieces, dust and all that. So I'm just using as you see here, the spot healing brush, and just getting rid of all these things. Even one little click, most of times it does the job, because we don't need really much of precision here. No one will notice that. as long as it's the big bits are taken away. Just be careful when you have edges like that, because this is where the problems come. You have to be much more precise. Then it takes less time, because if you mess up, then you have to just keep repeating it and keep fixing it and go back and undo and then do again. So be careful. Even this one I have to be quite slow. This one looks like a stain rather than a texture. Yes, like so. That's done. On the chairs as well, I can have a look. Yeah, nice. Here. So basically, now I'm just being super nitpicky. You know, if you wanna, let's say, print big this image, then it's important to go into detail and to zoom in and to clean up like that. But if you just, let's say, deliver for the online use, then there's no need. I can just go back to fit screen like this. As long as I don't see any bad things in that one, it's fine. It doesn't have to be better than that. But if you want to do really good high quality, then obviously you have to just zoom in, just check everywhere, you know. Now it looks good. I don't like this bit here, I need to fix that. That's it. Okay. So I'm gonna just use the healing brush. Yeah. And you see it didn't do 100% because right here it messed up the color. I'm gonna use the patch tool because I think in here it will just fix it. I just need to be careful with the line when I go around it. So as long as you are within that like color, whatever, it's fine. And then you go on a darker tone, it fixes it nicely and it even produces the gradient so it looks really natural. Like here, for example, you see all this like line. I can just go around like this. Yeah, just roughly go around it and then just go on the darker tone and it's fixed. It's just a bit left, but it's not visible at all. And that looks quite natural reflection. You see it from the window, whatever. I just need to get rid of these ones. So I'm gonna use the clone probably, and I'm gonna just make the hardness really high. That's it. Done. Almost. Yep. Just a bit left. That's it. You see now there's a rough edge. This is what I mentioned before. So now again you need to use the patch tool because that just makes it smooth. Yeah. This one, I'm gonna just go around again. Just be careful. Just go right in the middle if you can. I'm not very perfect here. And just make sure you align. That's it. It looks quite nice. It's not perfect, but it's not visible. That's it. That's good. Now let's maybe get rid of that. This is like a bit tough one because you have the reflections. So first of all, I can get rid of that quite easy. I just use the patch tool. I just go around. Just make sure I'm not like touching different colors or whatever. So just go like this. Boom, that's already halfway done. A bit more. It's even more, and now just more. And it's almost done. That's it. Okay. Now I can just make that line more smooth if I want, but even if I don't, it's already looking not too bad. Yeah. I can just maybe straighten it up or just go up like this, so just get rid of that edge. Yeah, it's looking good. Not gonna be that visible. Yeah, it's just dark shadow, but if you zoom in, you see the detail. I think now it's looking not bad. Could be even better if you want, but you spend more time. Now this one, this will be much harder, but what I'm gonna do, you see a reflection, that's already layer of difficulty. This one here, lots of edges, so this one is a bit difficult, that will be time consuming. So I'm gonna just go ahead and start with the clone tool. This will be lots of clone tool, because yeah, it's not really like, it's not clone stamp tool. Okay, I'm gonna do this quick, I don't wanna spend too much time. So I'm already getting, first of all, setting up the lines, and then I'm gonna be cleaning up afterwards. But now I'm just like working on the lines. I'm gonna just fix that line. That's it. Line is good. Now once I have separation, now I can start to use the patch tool, because it will be much easier. You see, I'm creating separation now between the elements. Once I have separation, I can use the tool. That's it. Yeah, a bit more. And now I need to continue with that line. So just a bit more here, and here, and here, and here. And now I don't care about the difference of light levels. I'm gonna fix all of that later, but now I just wanna get more separation. And once I have that separation, I can actually use the patch tool. So I'm gonna go around like this. Yeah, and from here. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to copy from here, because that looks clean area and also with the same lines. So you see, like so. Boom. Nice. It's not bad. Now let's continue. So now I'm gonna need to work from the top. So I'm gonna use the stamp clone tool from here, because I see the gradient is very similar. The color here and here, it's not very different. It's slightly darker, but it's not too bad. It'll be much easier for the patch tool to copy that area and to whatever fix it. Again, I need to create separation. So I come to the corner now, and although I don't really have the details of the corner, but I can just kind of copy from here and just go into that corner and like make the corner connect, like so. You see, now we already have separation, so this area all can be marked. So like so, I go like this, really close, really close. Yeah, but still like in between, not touching either side. And I go here. That's it. And I can just again copy from here. Okay. That's quite a nice chunk done. And just by working with the patch tool, you can like fix the gradients a bit, and then like go with this one. Just go to but usually the patch tool works better if you copy from the darker area than from the brighter area. So just keep that in mind. Now I need to fix this bright light, so the gradient really doesn't match. I'm gonna just go ahead and use first of all the stamp tool and just go like so. I wanna get close to the edge, just fill it up. Now it's much better. I go like so, okay. I'm gonna use the patch tool because I can see lots of like different color here, better, and like so. That's it. It's already much better. I need to make again connection here. So I go for the dark tones, I just copy here and copy here, and now again I have separation. I can go around it like so, like so, like so, just here, and then make sure you just grab enough of the space around it and go into this, just copy from the side, it's fine. That's it. This is gone. Now we're starting the probably a bit more difficult bit. We need to create line here. So what we do, we're gonna, because we have separation already, I can just mark the whole area like so and like so, and just copy from here. That's it. That's done. Good. And now how to fix this one. Again, I'm gonna use probably the, actually I can use the patch tool, continue using it just from here, I'm gonna copy from here. Yeah, it's not bad because the corner gets darker, so it's to be honest, it's good. I think it's good. And now this one again, we just don't think it will work. I need to probably use the stamp tool from here and less sharp. Yeah, that's it. I need to fix that top bit. Okay, that's it. And that's it. Okay, nice. And I'm gonna now, I need to get rid of that bit here, so I'm gonna just do that. So now I'm not worrying about the light and gradient. I just fix the lines first, and then once I fix the lines, then I can use the patch tool and make the adjustments like so. Yeah, already much better. Okay, get rid of this, like here. Okay, not great, not perfect. So we're gonna just copy from here then, like so. Yeah, not bad. I don't like these lines, like this will be a bit tricky, more tricky. Okay, I might just use, okay, so I need to just finish with this one now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the clone once again, and I just need to do a bit of rough like edit here just to kind of make it ready for the patch tool. A bit rough copy and paste. That's it, good. Once again, I'm just creating these lines, and can reduce the size a bit, just like so, like so. That's it. That's it. Okay, it looks dirty, but we kind of have the lines now, and we can just use the patch tool later on to fix it. Yes, okay. I think the last one is here. That's it, and that's it. Okay. Now I just need to clean up these. Yeah, that's it. And that one here. And that one here. Okay. Much better. That's it. Okay, now we have quite a bright bit here. I'm gonna just go ahead and copy down like so. Yeah, that's it. Already much better. I just want to be honest, I want to clean it up more because it looks a bit dirty. So I'm gonna go like this. Again, just using the stamp tool. And here, again, a bit more. That's it. Yes, I think it's much better. Okay. That line is not very straight. I can just try again just with the stamp tool, fix it tiny bit. Like this, because these dark and bright pieces, they mess it up a bit. Okay. And now if I see the full image, it's already much better. Look, yes, you see it's dirty, it's not nice, it could be better, but it's much better. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna use the selection tool. I think I'm gonna use and see if I can pick up that corner. It's not very accurate. No, so I'm not gonna use that. I'm gonna try to use again the patch tool because I can just like try to mark this triangle. It's very difficult to get it correct. But now once I have here, I can actually copy the color from anywhere. And computer will do the job and get the, you see the color is much cleaner already. If I go this way and do the same thing, I want to just make that gradient more even. And from the dark area, it evens it up quite nicely. Now, if I can do even more, I don't know, it's fine. I think I'm not gonna play more because I think it's already, for the sake of example, it's already good enough. And as I said, if you want to really make it perfect, you can just sit there all day and just continue doing it. But for now, I'll leave it because it's already nice and clean image. And I'm gonna just go ahead and go back to Lightroom. So I save this one. Okay. So we are back in Lightroom. And we basically need to crop a bit, just that corner, just to finalize. Yes, so I'm gonna just go in and crop like so. I'm gonna check the corners because normally if you do all these adjustments and cropping and everything, you might leave some stuff in the corners, like areas without pixels, without any information. So I just check that to make sure that's done. And then if I see some little bits which I don't like, I might just use like clone tool, whatever, eraser tool in Lightroom, which also can be used. And because now I came back from Photoshop, for some reason I find that Lightroom works much quicker when you are using this editive file rather than DNG. Yeah, I don't know the science behind it, but anyway, that's my observation. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna just clean up that area. So it's already quite clean, I've done the job, but I'm gonna use the subject or whatever object selection tools. I just want to change the clarity and like texture on that surface. So I'm gonna select all of it like so. Yeah, and I'm gonna just go down, and there's texture and clarity sliders, and you see already you see the difference. So like so and like so. So I'm not gonna go all and do like super like strong effect, but just a little bit, just like so. So it's like minus 24, and I think that already like makes it much better. And now if I want to still retain detail on the knobs, I can create another mask and just select objects and just select one of all of them, like so. So it's one, I add another one, like so, and I add another one, so I have all of them. That's it. And now if I zoom in 200%, I can see what I'm gonna do with them. So I can bring back the texture and bring back the clarity if I want. See, that's it. Just like so. So I can increase the clarity a little bit, add a bit of texture, so they're already much sharper, you see. That's it. Done. I think it's... I mean, the glass could be cleaner, but again, it's just like going in and cleaning it all, which I'm not gonna do. I think it's fine. So what I can do... This is basically the stage when I'm just like checking last bits, what I can improve in terms of like general brightness, whatever. Like if I change my mind, because once you have a little break or something, you come back to the image, you might even think, oh yeah, I've done something wrong and I want to improve that. So I might just use the gradient tool, and this corner for me looks a bit dark, so I might just slightly increase the light. But ideally you want to do these adjustments to the DNG file in the beginning, but this is very like good quality file, so even now after Photoshop I still can do it. Although, as I said, it's definitely better if you do it just first thing. Yeah, there will be maybe a few things which could be better, but I'm not gonna do any of that at the moment, so I think it's fine. And it looks good to me. So I did quite a few bits. Now let's, just for the sake of curiosity, let's have a look what vignette would do if I'm gonna add it back. Do I want to add it? It looks nice. I might. So I can just gently add in more vignette and then change the midpoint. See how much do I want. Do I want to go all the way in or just in corners? And the roundness. I will just leave it like that, and then feather just to make sure it's nice gradient to the sides, like so. Yeah, I think it looks quite decent to me. And finally, again, I can just double check with the colors if I want to change anything. Maybe that corner where I added the light, I could change the white balance slightly, the tint. I'll just quickly have a look. So this now looks really warm to me. It's getting lots of ambient light. And this side, you see, it's a bit like more cooler because it's coming through the window. So I'm gonna just quickly change the temperature here to match. I think it's, obviously this is overboard, but if I go just gentle, like so, minus 15, I think it's much more even already. I think it's good. Yeah, so now let's have a look before and after. So I'm gonna just use that one here, and I'm gonna just add the before image, which was correct exposure on, normal exposure. So that was the raw file, and this is the end result. So now if I go into the light, you see how much this one is crooked, this one is straight, crooked, and this one is straight. You see the top line straight, top line slightly off. This corner, it's not perfect, but it's definitely much better. It's cleaner. The oven, see how horrible that looks? And this is much cleaner. Yeah. And if I just do one more thing, I just go to normal view. I'm gonna select that first image, the normal exposure image. And if I just zoom into these details and I'm gonna flick to the other one, you're gonna see how it changes the lines, you see? Straight, off, straight, off. Yeah. If I go to, I don't know, whatever I did, like that one, for example, and go to this, you see? That's open, that's closed. So much better here. Yeah. So that was my full workflow for that image. Now, for different images, probably I would need probably to do specific adjustments and other actions. But for this specific image, I think that was it. This is what I would normally do, and it just depends on the delivery. If you need to deliver for the high, let's say, if you need to deliver highest quality results, then you have to just be super slow with the things and just really keep checking, double checking, and doing it. But if you just deliver for online use, then it will be much quicker. So even for this one, probably I would spend 50% less time if it's just online use. But now I did it just better. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you would like to see more of my content, just please subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching, and have a nice day.